Hello viewers, my name is Victor Irure. This is Mathematics of Health International. Mathematics of Health International is located in Ughelli, Delta State, Nigeria. The Mathematics of Health organization teaches us how to live a healthy lifestyle. It centers its teaching on the understanding of health dangers in our environment. It teaches us the sources of health problems, and the sources of health problems is what is referred to as feedback. Feedback is waste from man coming back to man at a higher level of decomposition. It can guide in our clothes, in our food, our household items, or our way of life. In this video, we shall be looking at the human silent killer known as the spatula. A spatula is a utensil that is found in our kitchen, and it is used to prepare food as flour. It can be cassava flour, yam flour, plantain flour, maize or corn flour as in Ghana or other parts of the world. So we use it to prepare food in the kitchen. But there is something more to it. We want to look at the silent killing nature of the human silent killer, spatula. This spatula can be bought from the market, as you can see, and it can also be a gift given to a marrying couple by family and loved ones, that they wouldn't want to let it go because it's a precious gift given to them by their family members. Good enough, some bachelors do not have and borrow from their neighbors. These are the very many ways that we can get the spatulas in our homes. Also, spatulas are inherited from our parents. We find them in the kitchens of inherited houses, and we wouldn't know how long these spatulas have lasted in those houses or kitchens, and we start using them. All these constitute health problems to us. The spatula being wood decays, just like wood decays naturally. This decay spatula is not different from this decay wood. You can see that they are same color of decay already. Now, the difference is that while we see this wood as decayed on ground here, this decay spatula is in our houses and looking fine and beautiful. So, it is like using this same wood you are seeing that is decay outside here to eat. There's no difference. So, after some years of using this spatula, time is just the difference. You will see, one will observe that the spatula will change to this color or this color. This spatula that you see, this one is the new one, and these ones are the long due ones in our homes. Now, as we use the spatula over time, we will discover that having stayed in our house for 5 to 15 to 20 years, the color will now be like this. So that anytime we eat, we will be using this decay wood to stir our food and be stirring the decay, be mixing the decay with our food and swallowing it in our body. We wonder how much decay we expect to cause our health problem. Just a small of it that is long due can give us much health problem than that is undesired. When this spatula is used to prepare food, usually the people preparing the food may be tired in the end of the day after preparing food. Sometimes they just want to soak this spatula with other kitchen utensils and dishes and all into a bowl and wash the next morning. At the time they soak this spatula with detergent soap and meat water, vegetable water, all the kind of butter, beverages that they use the spatula, they use for their food, and soak to this spatula. The spatula will absorb all these food items and soak this wooden spatula. So when we wash the spatula, we can only wash the surface, and what God drained into it cannot be washed out. When we leave this spatula for a while, a day or two, mucor, which is what drained into it, would have been growing mud to the surface of the spatula. Ordinarily, we don't see that with our eyes, but if you look at the spatula at that time, you will see all over the spatula the different food items that drained into it would have grown mucor, just like you have on your decaying loaf, a corn husk that is thrown away. That is how you will have it on this spatula. So anytime the user misses fresh food with the spatula, he will be missing the decay mucor on the spatula with his food and swallowing everything. It doesn't take time for such food to decay in our alimentary canals and intestines. So that will be feeding back waste at a higher level of decomposition, because this spatula has stayed for 10 to 20 years. It's inherited in many homes, constituting health problems to us, which usually result in stroke and a whole lot of other health problems, increasing the human system parasite and the microbiome of the body. That is why many people, when they eat flour food, they will tell you, when I eat eba, it's not good for my body. It makes me feel tired. Plantain flour, it makes me feel tired. It is not the food, but how the food was prepared. That is what the problem is. The utensils that we are using to prepare the food, like this spatula, that is used in removing mud and mucor onto our food. When we eat our food for that day, we take our poison for that very day. The ability for us to understand a source that feedback waste to our body and constitute health problem for us is important, because when we don't know the source of a problem and the problem comes, we only have the problem, then we go to take drugs, come back to the problem again, then go to take drugs. It's a circle that ends in death if we don't understand the source. Now this spatula you are seeing is a source of decay and mud to our body. Hence, if we don't understand this mechanism and we continue to eat with this kind of device, we should be feeding back mud and decay to us. It will just be a feedback that we don't know, and whenever its problem comes, we go to take drugs, then go back to the problem, which is this making food with this spatula, which is not very good. It will end in damaging our organs. Kidney, lungs, and livers will be failing. And we will continually be looking for the cause of this problem, not really seeing them. So that is why we are taking time to explain to people, to understand that this is one source of feedback that they need to avoid to live a normal life. Because this spatula is a decaying wood, there is a parasite residing in this spatula. The parasite is just growing mud and mucor to the surface of this spatula, and we mix it with food. A person that has long been using this spatula will be nourishing his body microbiome, which is the parasite activity of his body, from time to time. And that person is going to have a long juice parasite. The parasite that habitates this spatula in its decaying nature will be in the person's body. So, the human body regenerates when we stop the source of bacteria. First, not just taking drugs. We have to remove the source, which is the feedback, before the body can regenerate. So when we stop using this spatula, our body can start regenerating when the source is cut off. Just imagine somebody that is sick and is admitted in the hospital or on a sick bed at home, and feeding him with food from this kind of spatula. That person will take longer time to recover from that sickness, because his weak organs, kidneys, lungs, and liver are being fed by decay more by feeding him with food from this spatula. How can we stop this feedback? We can stop this feedback by knowingly understanding this topic now and stop eating with wooden utensils like this spatula. In this age, we are supposed to have grown beyond eating with wooden utensils because naturally wood decays and wood absorbs moisture of food components that we prepare with. The solution to this menace is for us to go into our kitchens, bring out the spatulas that we have, this wood, dirty wood, and throw them away. We don't need them, so that we can help our life, because this is one source of feedback of waste and decay to our human bodies. If you go to the market, please don't buy wooden utensils as spatulas. Stop using them. You don't need them, so that we can live a normal life. Look for sizable stainless steel spoons. Sizable stainless steel spoons that you can use to stir your flours, so that we can live a normal life.